We're going to fill in a gap here on page 44 of Math Pace 1090. When I first made this series, I did not have this video in there. But due to a request from a student, I decided, yeah, this would be a good one. There's just a lot of stuff they talk about on page 43. Earlier, you've talked about a different method for finding combinations. And that's doing permutations, combinations, that kind of a thing, and there's a math way of doing that. This is just kind of a fun way, okay? Math is fun. I love math. In fact, this particular one reminds me of Christmas because it looks like a Christmas tree. Pascal's Christmas tree is what I call it. And the patterns, all these patterns are involved in little hidden gems that are in here, and there's even more. When you get into advanced math and trigonometry, algebra 2 and trig, you're going to find that we're going to use the same thing to help do some other amazing things. Okay, it's like a shortcut to all kinds of math. But this pattern just reminds me that we have a creator. We have a God who is orderly. When we see chaos in the world, that is not our God. That is the God of this world, creating chaos. As I'm recording this here in the United States in June of 2020, there is a lot of rioting and chaos going on in various cities. That's not of our God. He's a God of order and no confusion. And this particular math concept really shows, I think it's even artistic. I think it's amazing when you start seeing this. All right, let's look at some of these patterns. One of the things we notice in this Pascal's Christmas tree is that to find, well, look at the pattern here. All of these are ones. Let's start with that. Then notice we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And coming down this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, pretty easy. Notice something else here. If I add 1 plus 1, I get 2. If I take the 1 and the 2, I get 3. Let's jump down here. 5 and 10 come together to form 15. 10 plus 10 is 20. 6 plus 4 is 10. You see how the numbers that are kind of above it come together and form that number. All right? Here's another interesting thing. They call this the hockey stick. If I take these three numbers, okay, and then come one number this direction, if I add up all three of these, I'll get this number. Let's try it over here. I'm going to do this and overlap this one, okay? 1 plus 4 plus 10 equals 15. Okay, I don't know that we have to use that, but it's just an interesting pattern. So you see that. Let's see if we can figure out what the bottom, well, if I added one more row, what would it be, okay? Oh, I got to get down on my knees and just hope I get up again, all right? You know you're getting old when you get down on your knees and you think, what else can I do while I'm down here? I should probably pray, that would be good, right? So I'm going to do 1, bring these two together equals 7, bring these two together, okay? 6 plus 15 is 21, 15 plus 20 is 35, this is going to be 35 again, and then 21, 7, and 1. So again, that continues this pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, same thing here. These two numbers came together to form this. 15 and 20 form 35, 20 and 15, 15 and 6. Okay, so I just added another row. When you turn the page, and you look at page 44, problem number 3, it says you need to find row 7, which we just helped you do, but now you can just follow the pattern and also do row 8. And then there's a problem that you're going to have to do, well, on page 45, you're going to do the same thing again, but you're going to add row 9. Now, I'm going to give you a little hint, okay? In order to kind of spread out your Christmas tree, it might be easier once you get row 8, figure out what row 9 is, and then when you go here on page 44, start with row 9, okay? And then work your way up. Might be easier. That's probably just as easy to start at the top. You want the numbers to be spaced out enough that you can, don't let them all kind of clump together or it's going to get sloppy. Now here's another thing. We talked about in a previous lesson finding combinations of taking 5 things 3 at a time, and what would you get? And the shortcut for this is that you can go down to the 5th row, so that's what the 5 is, take row 5, and then you don't count the 1, but you count over to the 3rd number, and that would be 10, okay? So we could say that that is 10. Now if you look at the top of the page, they did this one first using the old method. Old method, you just learned it yesterday, but the method where you do 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 over 3 times 2 times 1, and then you cancel. I did not say that correctly, I'm sorry. 5 times 4 times 3 divided by 3 times 2 times 1. There we go. And you get 10 different combinations, okay? And then they're showing this method using Pascal's Christmas tree, and that is that we take the 5th row, 3rd number over, not counting the 1. All right, let's do this one. 6, taking 5 at a time. So that means we're going to take the 6th row, we don't count this, and we count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the answer should be right there. Once you understand how to do that, and you look at 1 through 12, I'm going to give you 12 of them. Woohoo! But as you're looking at them, you realize, okay, that isn't so hard. I get it. Haha. Let's look at number 11. 7C2. Okay, so let's do it with me here. Find row 7. Oh, good, we added row 7 here. And then it's 2, so we don't count the 1, but we count over 1, 2. There's your answer. So it's almost like a cheat code, you know? It's almost like having a cheat code for a computer game that you can quickly find the answer without having to do all those calculations. Math is full of patterns. This is a pattern. Patterns help us find answers quickly. There's nothing to really understand, and there's no calculating here. It's just more like a fun lesson. And yeah, we can use this a little bit here. Like I said, we're going to use this later. So they just kind of want to plant this seed in your head, and then we'll come back to this in some future math classes, and it's going to be a powerful tool there as well. All right, you're almost up to the checkup and end of the pace. Do a great job.